GameTalk Ajax PSV 1-2. PapiMento. We're gonna talk about the game. Before we do, just a house rule for everyone regarding the predictions. Tomorrow we will have a short video as well, which will be uploaded because of the draw of the Europa League. We will announce the winner during that video, so stay tuned. If you want to know who won, we'll announce it tomorrow. Let's go to the game. We knew it was a big game. PSV, we could have put them 7 points behind us, if we won. Unfortunately, we lost the game. My question to you is, was it deserved? Or did we deserve more than that, in your opinion?
No, it was deserved.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your view on the match overall? Let's start with the lineup. Maybe you want to touch upon that?
I mean, I was happy to see Brobbey and Kudus. You could argue that maybe it's not the game to start testing new things, but they were in form, so I was happy with it. And Wrench on instead of Blind, I think that was a logical choice if you look at how many speedy wingers PSV had. So that was all okay, I think. But just the way we played really bothered me a lot, especially in the first half. Low ball tempo, our pressing wasn't good. We were showing PSV respect. We should have, they were showing fight and spirit and winning duels against us. I was just very pissed after, and the way we gave the goal away also. I mean, Sanchez and Bassi, it was so childish. Just the way in
First goal.
we got the goals. Yeah, the first goal. So and I thought, okay, we will go in the second half. Schreuder will have a talk, maybe different tactics because it's not working out, and we're not really creating a lot of chances. We had Kudus, in the first half with the shot on the pole and some danger, but it wasn't it, and we couldn't match the intensity from PSV. And I thought, okay, Schreuder's going to talk to his team in the second half. We're going to see a different Ajax. And it got even worse. So we didn't even create. I think Luca's goal was the second chance we created, and that was in the 90th minute. We had the Alvarez header, and that was
we had an Alvarez shot before.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was the shot, and then we had the Luca goal. But for Ajax standards, man, I don't know. That's just too little for me. We didn't dominate. We didn't control the midfield. We didn't have possession. We didn't have creativity. We didn't have quality like on the ball. It was. I don't know if the players were feeling the pressure, but PSV handled it much better than us.
Mm-hmm. So going into this game, right? I want to ask you, going into this game, when you woke up this morning, what was your overall feeling? Did you have a good feeling about the game in general?
I thought it could go either way, but Ajax didn't show a lot of urgency in this game, especially in the first 70 minutes. I don't think Ajax showed urgency. Actually, we showed urgency in the 80th minute when Luca came in because the balls were going up front and we were creating some havoc in their defense. Now, there are also a lot of things that happened during the game, fights, things like that. I think that's a lot of the fault of the ref. I think he was really whistling more for PSV than for Ajax. And, I mean, we saw Brobbey getting bumped against, getting bleeding. The ball wasn't even in the neighborhood, and he wasn't doing anything against that. So, yeah, I understand the frustration. And
but you could also argue, PapiMento, look, I'm not going to defend the referee because I didn't think he had a good game. But you can also argue, if you look at PSV, they did exactly what they had to do. They frustrated our players. Our players looked very frustrated on that pitch today.
Yeah, but it's also frustration when everything goes against you, Juan, and the duels were 50-50 and almost everything goes against you. I would get frustrated too. And to be honest, I hate losing against PSV. I hate everything about PSV. A team that could play Mattea Kessman back in the day or Mark van Bommel. I just don't like them whatsoever. So this is for me a must win. And I didn't expect us to be so lackluster in the duels. I wanted, for me, fine that you can go and fight if it's not football, but fight during the game because that's what I want to see. And I want you to win the duel.
Yeah, I have a slightly different view on that. I do think that the players tried everything, but we were not just good enough quality-wise on the ball. We were not, as a team, as a unit, good enough to dismantle PSV. That's my view. How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree that on the ball we weren't good, but you don't have to be always good on the ball to show up opportunism. You can still give the ball, like in the last 10 minutes. What we were doing is just pumping the ball up front and hoping to create something. Why don't you do that much sooner? Or why don't you see that they're pressing you so high? Freaking flick the ball to the front and try to build up from there, or try to get a counterattack. We have speedy players, Broby, Bergwijn, Kudus up front. Even if you don't win this first ball, win the second ball and continue from there to get the attack.
But still,
we continue passing sideways. We continue passing backwards. And then, when everything else is not possible, then we shoot the ball up front. But there was no intensity. There was no power up front to really hurt PSV the way we want them to be hurt. And
I disagree. To be honest, my opinion is a little bit different. My opinion is, if you look at the quality players that we have, compare them to PSV, who has the better team? As objectively as you can say, who has the better players? Individual players. Who has the individual
but
players?
Football is not only about individual quality.
Exactly.
It's better as a team today.
Exactly. So you're saying we have speedy players, quality players. We have Luka as a sub. Yeah, I agree. But as a unit,
but when we were being pressed, what would they do? Wouldn't they just ram the ball up front and hope for Luc de Jong to hold the ball and then go from there?
That's not our football. That's not our football.
But our football wasn't working for 45 minutes. Why continue it for another 30 minutes?
So what are you saying? Should we sub earlier? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that we have the qualities up front to also hurt teams on the counterattack, and even that is not possible. That doesn't require a lot of build-up. It doesn't require a lot of quality. That requires just for you to give the ball in the spaces and then just run. Even we weren't doing.
I think Berghuis tried a couple of times, especially in the first half, to spread the ball around, to give balls to the wingers, deep passes to Broby, etc. We tried that as well.
We tried to build up, but how many crosses from the wings did really get dangerous? One. Think about it. Exactly. I think Sanchez had like 7 or 8 crosses. None of them went to a Ajax player. Wrench also. I mean, it's not only getting to the sideline and just crossing. It's also sometimes being creative. It's also about showing quality. And if we have that quality, it's not being shown on the pitch.
Exactly. So I want to move to that. I saw the ratings you gave. I just want to move to the coach quickly. You gave him a 2. Why is that? You did agree with the lineup you said earlier.
Yeah, I did agree with the lineup, but I did agree with the way we set up in the first half and the intensity we had and what we were doing on the pitch. And he didn't do anything to change that before he started changing things. Or let me say it like that. We go in the second half and it got worse. So he didn't change anything in halftime. Tactically, he got beaten by Van Nistelrooy. So what do you want me to give him highlights for? Because he brought Luka in and Luka scored. I mean, even that.
But are you rating him only on this game or in general? I have a feeling you're rating him in general, overall, what's going on with Ajax right now.
He got overclassed today, Juan. He got overclassed today. The quality of our team was really bad, and PSV got the better of us. And that's unacceptable for an Ajax coach.
Why is that, in your opinion?
I explained that. They didn't have the identity. They weren't prepared well enough. Our pressing game wasn't good. That's all team effort. So team effort, that's the responsibility of the coach. And it's not the responsibility of one single player. It means they're lost out there and they don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
And he's seeing progress. Where's the progress? Which progress?
I want to ask you finally, how do we move from here? I mean, we have 2 more games. We have the midweek game against Vitesse. Then we have Emmen next week. We can still, climb up the ladder. We're in second now, but we have a game in hand. So we can climb up to 1 point differential compared to PSV. And PSV, I think, has to play AZ still. So we're still, if you look at the lost points we have, we're still leading. We're still virtually number 1. But in general, putting that aside, if you look at this team, how it's functioning, we played AZ, we played PSV. These were the big teams. I'm going to leave out the Champions League. we haven't won yet a big team against a big team. So how do we move from there? Do we have to reassess, be more patient? There are people saying we have to be more patient. It's a rebuild, etc. How do you see that?
Yeah, I think no, that's just too easy. I mean, I told you already, Juan, we discussed this before. If you look at Den Haag at United, you see a progression that's being built from the preseason till now, and it's constantly going up. They may lose a game from once in a while, but the on the pitch, it's visible what he requires of his team, and and what they have to do. And I'm not seeing that. And he's rotating so much. We don't even know what the best starting 11 is 4 months in. I mean, what do we do? The coach is not making this team click, so it's up to the coach to go out. I'm done with him. Seriously, yeah, I've been done with him. This was his up and under moment. He didn't show any quality that he's gonna be a better coach for us. Just let him play these last 2 games in this season, and then just try it after the World Cup with a different coach, because he's not gonna bring us to where we need to be.